or want to take it on the go, be sure to subscribe to the Speak podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can always make your workout a little bit easier by listening to Speak. Okay, time now for a rewarding performance brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Well, Aaron Rodgers rewarded Packers fans when he overcame a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter. Remember, the Cowboys took that early lead. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. But Aaron Rodgers came back in the fourth with 2 touchdown throws of his own, took the game in overtime. Mike McCarthy chooses to go for it. He doesn't get it. Rodgers, they go down the field. They do get it, and they win the game. It's a whole lot of blame to go around, people. And for me, it's real simple. Who I put this game on? Dak Prescott, Dan Quinn. Period. Dak and Dan.
I'm sticking to the Dak.
All right, just Dak? Yeah. All right, ride with Dak. Dak and Dan Quinn. It's very simple. Dak, how many times are you just going to give the ball away? Like the Hippocratic Oath when you talk about doctors. First, do no harm. If there was a Hippocratic Oath for football, first, don't turn the ball over. And you just want to have red zone turnover after red zone turnover after red zone turnover. You got away with it against the Bears. You did. Don't think we forgot right before halftime when you single-handedly just gave 3 points away, like points aren't hard to come by in the National Football League. You got away with it against the Bears. Bears weren't good enough yet. But against Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to get away with that, big dog. 12.5 possessions on average in the National Football League. And you want to spot the Packers' 2 possessions? You want to spot the Packers' 2 possessions when on average it's only 12.5? Make it make sense, Dak Prescott. We can't hail you as a great. We can't do that if you're going to do very mediocre things. I get it. CeeDee Lamb should have crossed the defender's face. LeSean McCoy and I had conversations earlier today with a former Pro Bowl wide receiver. He's like, yeah, CeeDee Lamb could have crossed his face, but Dak Prescott still should not have thrown the ball. So, Dak Prescott, you getting some blame. But Dan Quinn, come on, big dog. Nobody wants to set an edge on defense? Nobody? Not DeMarcus Lawrence? Not Armstrong? Not Micah Parsons? Nobody wants to set an edge on defense and make the Packers turn it back inside? Nope, you're not without blame. Dak, you're not without blame. I got a lot more coming. But for now, I want to hear what Joy Taylor has to say. Joy, who do you blame for the Cowboys' loss?
That is a Hippocratic oath, which I have to take.
Yes.
I took a Hippocratic oath as well when they made me a doctor.
What was yours?
Always keep it real.
Always keep it real. I like that.
You got to blame everyone for the Dallas Cowboys loss. You got to blame Dak. He turned the ball over. Everything you said is true. You cannot give this team extra possessions. It's just unnecessary, bad turnovers. It's why the Cooper Rush conversation was entertained for as long as it was, despite the fact that we all think Dak is more talented and obviously has more experience and the bigger resume and the bigger paycheck. Don't turn the ball over. Just do what you need to do to win the game. So I can't defend Dak there. I can't defend this defense that I think very highly of. They've got a problem stopping the run. We talked about this at the trade deadline. They didn't bring anyone in to help with this. This isn't a secret. We knew that this was a looming issue. Well, now you get a team that can run the ball. There's no need for Aaron Rodgers to be his normal Aaron Rodgers self. Just run the ball. Just win the game. You don't have to prove anything at this point in the season. Just win the game. And I come back to McCarthy. Like, I really like McCarthy. I want McCarthy to get his flowers when he's doing well. But people are so resistant to do that because he does things like this. I know that people are sort of split on whether he should have gone for it, but 4th and 4 is a lot. Like, this is situational football. This is the difference between good coaching and bad coaching. This is the difference between winning and losing games against teams like Green Bay who are really desperate. Like, don't try and prove something. Why are you trying to prove something? You know what would prove more than some gutsy call? Winning the damn game.
Talk about it.
So there's plenty of blame to go around. Dan Quinn is a good point. There's a lot that happened in this game, but I can't isolate it to one part of the game.
Maybe this is bad TV, but I completely agree with y'all. When you said Dak, and I was like, don't do this, dude. But then you said Dan, and I was like, okay, as long as it goes back and forth, that's totally fair. Dak Prescott didn't play well. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you of that. And it's weird to me. Like, what have I said before? Dak gets in trouble when he tries to press. Like, there are these heat check interception where he's like, I can fit it in there. And, like, half the time he's wrong. And half the time is a lot. Half the time is a lot. Yeah. On top of that, like, you know, you get into arguments on Twitter. People are like, it's a timing route. He threw it where the ball was supposed to be. CeeDee Lamb wasn't there. That's all well and good. We're halfway through the season. What has CeeDee Lamb or Dalton Schultz done to this point to give Dak Prescott absolute confidence that they're going to be there, that this is going to be a good decision? You want to do that with Justin Jefferson? More power to you. You want to do that with CeeDee Lamb? History suggests it's got like a 45 to 50% chance of working out. That's just being honest. Having said all of that, the mistakes in the passing game came early. You know, you weathered that storm. You took a 28-14 lead. What did we say during the Cooper Rush win streak? You score 22 points, you'll win every game you play. This defense isn't giving up anything. You score 28 points with what we thought this defense was. You should win damn near every single game you play. 200 rushing yards. Can't set an edge to save your life.
Save your life.
To save your life. Again, I'm not trying to dog on Christian Watson. This is a guy that didn't have 100 career receiving yards going into the game. And this is the secondary where it's just like, he's down there somewhere. Throw it up. He'll score. That shouldn't be happening if this defense is what we thought it was. And they're holding teams to 19, 10, 17. Like throughout the first half of the season, we were seeing that. This just wasn't that group. So I lean more toward the defense, but Dak absolutely had a hand in it.
Where you lean 2-5? Who you blame?
Them Cowboys. How about them Cowboys, right? Dave, you said that Dak's a top 10 quarterback, right?
I have said that many times, yes.
You still feel like that?
On the day after a loss, I'm not going to switch up the day after a loss. If I said that he wasn't, you'd be like, oh, you have no conviction. We don't have much time for that, big dog. Is he or is he not a top 10 quarterback? I'm not changing my answer.
Okay, well, let's blame the top 10 quarterback. It's his fault. It's his fault and a little bit of the run defense. Now, they couldn't.
A little bit?
Oh, let me finish. They couldn't stop nobody running the ball, right? We've seen that.
True.
But even all the picks that Dak threw, back-to-back picks, let's not forget that. Back-to-back series, stone picks.
In the first half.
Doesn't matter.
It kind of matters.
Why does it matter?
Because you have, from that point on, you have half the game to sort it out.
First of all, but every possession counts. Imagine if they get points right there.
You're not wrong.
And then a struggling offense, a struggling team, now they get great field position because your quarterback that's a top 10 gave him field position with a pick, right? Rudy
Ford.
They even know who that guy was before yesterday? I didn't. Did you? No, we didn't know that. He's all over the ESPN. He's everywhere. He's on Fox. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. TV station you see. Dak Prescott has to play better. How do you lose a 14-point lead? How do you do that? Big-time quarterbacks don't do that. So my thing is, Dak Prescott gets all the blame, 80% of the blame, 20% of the run defense.
2-5. Let's talk about the run defense, big dog. You got a fresh outfit.
Should I get up? Let me get up. I'm going to get up and talk about Dak.
You mentioned these edges. I need your help because you rushed for 11,000, 12,000 yards in the National Football League. No, this run defense.
Okay.
Talk to me about in the first quarter.
Come on,
when
man.
he's not setting an edge. Break down what you see as a running back.
First of all, can we take it back real quick? As a running back, right? When you see them guys pull and you see nobody out there and you see a hook, oh my God, look at all this lane.
DeMarcus Lawrence supposed to set an edge. When you see that, what's in your mind as a running back?
And then look, and then Parsons did all this talking. You got to get over there, son. You got to get over there, though. You got somebody.
Again, I need him to set an edge.
You got to set the edge because inside you have all the big dogs. You want to force the running back, the smart running back, into all the big dogs. Not give them the edge.
Now, that was the first 3 plays of the game.
Make it easy.
You'll see it later in the game. That's Harrisburg. That's Harrisburg.
I love it.
I need Harrisburg to set an edge. He got 7 defenders inside of him. Now look, he does get held.
Okay.
He does get held. You will see offensive lineman wears white gloves when you're playing a team with the white jersey. But Harrisburg got to set an edge.
Look at this. Come on, this is embarrassing.
One more time. DeMarcus Lawrence. I need you to set an edge.
Yo, time out. This is a wide receiver.
Correct.
Come on, bro. You getting blocked by wide receiver?
Correct.
Look at this.
It's bad.
2 wide receivers.
Diggs, gotta show up.
3 wide receivers. Come on, man.
Has to set. And then 2-5. Go ahead, big guy. You look good.
Right now, against that defense, out of shape and everything, about 20 pounds overweight, I can get you at least 50 yards.
I need a list of how many times Shady has run for 200 yards and what the record is. We're going to put 20% on that performance.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't have to be 20 yards. That's bad right there.
It's awful.
That or Dak? What was worse to the Cowboys' success?
It was Dak. A top 10 quarterback can't lose the league with 14 points. You can't do that.
Top 10 quarterback doesn't lose the lead if his defense can stop anybody.
No matter how bad that is, he got to find a way to close games out. The same thing we talked about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, if they close games out, they'd be undefeated.
But you also made a really good point earlier, which is the field
thanks,
position.
Joy.
Yes, I got you.
It's my dog.
The field position is important. Every turnover is not created equal. Dave's arguing is it was in the first half, and that's true, and you were able to overcome that. But if you score points on that instead of turning it over, and you don't give Green Bay some life because they don't have to go the entire length.
And they didn't have life before the game even started.
Right.
Let's talk about that too, now.
That is important.
No, I agree, and I think Dak Prescott's biggest issue is patience or stop it. Sorry. patience, or however you want to call it. Like it doesn't sit well living to fight another day. You know, third down on the 11-yard line. The defense gifted you with a ball in the red zone. It's okay to throw that thing out of the back of the end zone, kick a field goal, and go up 10-0. It's okay to do that, but I don't think it doesn't sit well with him.
Here to me is a glaring difference in the game. It was a glaring difference in quarterback play. Aaron Rodgers had struggles early on, too. It was Christian Watson who had 2 pivotal drops that stopped the Packers from getting a touchdown in the first drive. Really stopped the Packers from getting points. They missed a 54-yard field goal. Aaron Rodgers' receiver let him down not once, but twice. But Aaron Rodgers was able to overcome his disappointing receivers, his receivers letting him down. Dak Prescott not able to overcome his receivers being disappointing, his receivers letting him down, Dave Hellman.
The irony is that they did, though, and that's why I can't put it all on Dak, because the same type of route that led to a pick in the first half, they got on the same page, and CeeDee Lamb scored a touchdown. It was a deep crosser. Remember, it was a beautiful ball by Dak. He put it right behind 2 defenders. CeeDee Lamb basically jogged into the end zone. So they did overcome that. They got on the same page about some of the things that were bothering them in the first half. It was not a good game for Dak Prescott. Not at all. Not for a guy that makes the money that he makes, for the expectations that go with that job.
How much does this worry you now about the Cowboys? I, maybe more than anybody on set, am a believer in the Cowboys, oddly enough. Maybe
I'm worried now. I'm worried now. I'm worried.
Okay, and I need you to talk about it. Dave Hellman, you're the Cowboys person, so you take the lead, please, before we actually have to roll. How does this change your opinion of the Dallas Cowboys?
I'll take the words right from Micah Parsons. He said it last week. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. One bad game, he's Harrisburg now. I just want to throw that out there.
He's the Defensive Player of the Year.
He's Harrisburg now. We're calling him that instead of Micah Parsons. He said it. If they can't figure out this run defense thing, he said it. He said it's going to be a long season because that stuff goes on tape. People copy it. The Bears did it. The Packers have now done it. The Lions did it before them. The Eagles did it before them. They're giving up. They're 4th worst in the league for the season. They're one of the worst in the league over the last month. If they don't clean that up, this is going to happen every single week. So that, I have confidence in Dak to play better games than that. But the run defense is very alarming.
He didn't say it. He didn't really say it. If they don't get this fixed, December, what's the date?
24th.
Don't get blown out, ran out the gym. If we gonna run that ball.
If they defend the run like that against
Philly,
Philly,
we not the Packers. We better than the Packers.
Close.
We can throw it. We can run it. We're going to bully them boys. If they get bullied by the Packers, who don't want to play, lose 5 in a row, listen, I've been on a team like that. We went 4-12. Right? I had a great year, right, because I'm a good player, but I really didn't want to be there. We getting blown out every game. So they didn't want to be. Packers didn't want to be there. They come to Philadelphia with that, it's going to be a